The garden is absolutely buzzing with life at the moment, and that includes butterflies, and therefore that includes caterpillars, and they are on everything. My one last remaining Brassica that overwintered here in the polytunnel. This kale has been in here for nearly a year now, so we've not done bad. I grew a lot of Brassicas in this tunnel over the winter, last winter, and we used them up into the spring. So we harvested most of them, but we've been eating off of this kale since March, I think, and while everything else either got eaten or went to seed, it didn't. It stood its ground, and I've just planted around it because I couldn't quite bring myself to take it out. But the time has come. The caterpillars have found it, and I could really use it opening up the space for the tomato plants around it, so I think now is the time to take it out, caterpillars and all, and feed it to the birds. Oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to get through this big chunky bit. I have to go bit by bit. Yeah, if you think the chickens look nervous of me, it's not me they're nervous of. Well, there you go. I thought I was feeding it to the chickens. Turns out I was feeding them to the geese. Spread it out now, so hopefully they can all get their chance. I got a bit ham-fisted with the last bit, and I may have taken out a tomato plant in the process. See if I can scooch this guy out without taking out everything. Ooh. Oh, there we go. I really should have done this sooner for the sake of these tomato plants, because, well, you can see how happy the ones are that didn't have a massive kale competing with them compared to these. So, generally speaking, I'd say having the geese and the chickens in together has worked fine. There was obviously a dynamic that they maintain, but no one's been hurt or anything, so it does work well. But I would say it's moments like these that make me think that geese are worse than children, because if I'd taken them kale with caterpillars on it without chickens being around, they'd have said no thanks. But because the chickens look interested, the geese have had to eat it. Either way, I've spread it all out now so they can work it out between themselves. chatted a bit in my previous video about how I haven't spent as much time in the garden as I would have wanted to this year just because of life, and you know, let's be honest, it shows. The garden is a bit of a mess, it's weedy, it's wild, but up until this point I've been just fighting it, you know. I've been trying to spend as much time out here as possible, feeling like the pressure to do it properly, even though I know I didn't have the time to do it, you know, as much as I would have liked. Obviously I still have a garden, it's still giving me food, and yeah, this week really it's hit me that the pressure is just gone. It's nearly August now, and you know, the garden just is what it is what it's going to be for the rest of the summer, and actually just started to enjoy it, which has been really nice. We've got family here at the moment, and the kids have been out here picking tomatoes and cucumbers and things, you know, coming to show me their harvests of the things they found out here, and it's just been really nice just to stop worrying about it and enjoy it for what it is. So it's been a couple of days. We had a storm come through, which you wouldn't believe now, because I mean, it was 70-mile-an-hour winds this morning, completely overcast and horrible, and now it is completely cleared and glorious sunshine, and the wind has died down. So we're back out here, back on mission reclaim the Brassica cage, because with the caterpillars coming in here, that was inevitable. It's not netted, I've got the doors open for ventilation through the tunnel. I have already started some brassicas for the autumn and into the winter, and I'll start another round to come in here later on in the year once the caterpillars have died down. But for those ones that I've already started that are going to go in the Brassica cage, I've had to reclaim the Brassica cage, because I don't know if you've seen, I have been shame hiding it a little bit, but I completely lost control over the Brassica cage, and which is a netted bit outside. I'll show you in a sec. I'm only hiding in here because it's still quite windy and the mic doesn't like it very much. Yeah, so I'll show you the state of it. I would like to claim credit for the clearing of it, but again, I had help. The beauty of summer is that we've always got people here, and a lovely family does like to lend a hand from time to time. And they've really helped me out with clearing most of that out, so it's made it a bit more doable for me. So I spent time in between the stormy weather in the past couple of days trying to clear out as much of what was left in that Brassica cage, so that I can get the sides back up, because they had blown down in one of the storms and then I just abandoned it. So yeah, I'm just cable tying the netting back up onto this old gazebo frame so that I can get these brassicas that I've got up by the house out there, because they are getting eaten by the cabbage white butterfly caterpillars at the moment, where they are just in that cold frame I have to leave open because they've outgrown it. So it's time to get them out into the Brassica cage so that we can be in brassicas this autumn and winter. The first part of this video I showed you the caterpillars climbing the wall in my polytunnel. Well, this is as far as they got, and this is what they look like in their chrysalis. That's cool, isn't it? There's loads of them on the walls in here, but I'm just going to let it be, because why not? I assume they would just go as high as they can on a plant and then do that, but obviously the ones that have gone for the walls in this polytunnel have just hit a point, and that's been it. They do look remarkably leaf-like, so I can see why you don't notice them until they disappear off into the world as butterflies, but yeah, it is pretty cool to watch. So it's not tidy, but this is the current state of my Brassica cage. You can see where we are. This is the tunnel, and I've got most of the netting back up on this. I mean, it's got some weak points where the wind has just taken some gouges out, but it's mostly enclosed. It's much more so than a cold frame or indeed the tunnel there. It's time to get those brassicas in here as soon as I possibly can. I think for now I'm literally just going to bring them down in their pots and put them in here, because it is just to keep them safe, because they are getting decimated, and I think if I wait another day or two it might just be too late. That's my shadow. This is the sorry state of them at the moment. You can see, oh dear, they are not. You have not been well protected, have you? I'm very sorry. I'm slightly worried about the journey from here down to the garden, because it is very windy. They're in a protected spot up here, but I've got to probably do a few trips, otherwise I'm going to lose them on the way. Here's one of the culprits. These guys. Just going to pull you off. And your sister too. Oh, and there's another one. Oh, and there's more. Now this is what the eggs look like, if you've never seen them. These little yellow clusters. So I'll pull those off as well. I think I'll get these down into the Brassica cage and then I'll do a very thorough once over on them all and make sure that there are no caterpillars or eggs left in there. So to potentially state the obvious, this is not ideal. I should have had these netted from the start, really, but it is what it is, and plants have a miraculous ability to overcome these things. So I'm going to get them in the ground and hope. I mean, if we lose some of these, this one, for example, really doesn't have a lot left. You know, they've even been in there on the new ones, on the new leaves, so this one might not recover, but I'm going to bung them in and we'll get what we get. I'm going to sow some more as well, just to make sure that we don't go without brassicas for too long. I'm going to fix that door, because that door does gape a bit, which is I think the biggest problem in here at the moment. This area should at least hopefully keep the butterflies off of my brassicas, and hopefully these guys will recover, fingers crossed. This whole area started as a no-dig bed. As much as I would love to continue with that, I've let the perennial weeds come in here. So there's docks and there's nettles and there's couch grass and things like that. So I am just going to do a quick dig out of any of those nasty perennial weed roots so that I can get these in. I haven't bought any compost this year and I don't intend to, so while I will use some of my homemade compost in here as a top dressing before I put these brassicas in, I'm also going to, as I dig out the weed roots, I'm disturbing the soil anyway, I'm going to put a bit of blood, fish and bone in here just to give it an extra little boost while I'm being a bit stingy with my compost. My glasses won't stay on my face and I'm struggling to actually do this one-handed. I need to find my stand thingy for you, but I think that it's just giving me the sign that I need to put the camera down and just get this finished. So I just want to say thank you so much, and thank you for the comments on my previous video. Welcome me back to YouTube. I do appreciate it. I know it's been a little gap, so thank you for sticking with me, and I just want to reassure that I won't be gone again for a while, hopefully. You know, having this week where I've come back and there's been so much to do, and I was slightly dreading the fact that we were going to be hosting family, not because I don't like seeing our loved ones, but just because I knew there was so much to do and I just wanted to get on with it, you know. But actually having people come here and not only help me but enjoy it, you know, enjoy getting involved. I was a bit overwhelmed, and you know, having the extra hands helps on its own, but also having the moment where your loved ones are here and getting something out of being on your land and getting stuck in, even though this is so different from their normal lives, you know. It's been really lovely. So I'm feeling good, I'm feeling positive. I'm going to get as much out of this garden this year as I possibly can, and feeling that I'm going to prepare myself for a much better year next year in the garden. Thank you.